Hi everyone, I'm Beatrice Verhoeven, film reporter at TheWrap, and we're here at the Sundance Studios, and we're about to talk Honey Boy with the cast and the director. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So this film has incredible buzz around it already. For people that haven't seen it or don't know what it's about, can you give us a little bit of information?
The film is about Otis, a young child actor who lives with his father, who's a ex-rodeo clown, a felon, an alcoholic, and we kind of see how he deals with the relationship they have over the years into his older life.
And it's based on Shia LaBeouf's own experience.
Based on the one and only
Shia
LaBeouf, and he wrote it while he was in rehab in 2017, a year ago, and sent it to me from there. And he's playing his father, which I think is one of the more fascinating things about this film.
And you play Otis /
Yes.
younger Shia.
Yes.
How is that for you, also co-starring with him, but also playing his younger version?
It was weird because obviously they're all called different names, and I thought necessarily this wasn't his story in a way, because he was giving his story but making it into something new, and he said to me before, I didn't want this to be me. I wanted it to be your version of this character going through these situations. So, he wasn't there by the monitor checking if that's what he actually did. It was just a story, and whatever happened. It wasn't, I wasn't trying to play him necessarily. But yeah, it was an incredible part for me to do.
I was at the premiere, and I saw how emotional everyone was, and especially him.
Yeah.
Was he ever, during the process of shooting it, was he ever too emotional, or did he ever want to take a breather?
I don't think we ever look at this as too anything. You can't be too emotional on a set. I think he's done one of the bravest thing anybody can do, and I've never seen anybody do that before. He played his own father, who has the most complicated relationship, and the film is about generational pain and kind of childhood trauma that comes with it, and some kind of abuse, and so obviously we all went through a lot of very deep feelings while we were making the film, and nothing was too much. Everything was accepted. It was kind of like an artistic exorcism of sorts. So whenever the demons came out, we welcomed them and danced with them.
Yeah. I mean, his character has a strange relationship with a bunch of people. Obviously, FKA Twigs' character, that's a strange relationship that many people on the outside wouldn't understand with your character. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I played Tom, who's one of his mentors that he had when he was a young kid. And I think one of the, for me personally, as an artist, a fan of Shia's work, and a friend of Shia's, I think one of the biggest compliments for me was when I was picking his brain about Tom and getting into some stuff, and then we were talking about a scene, and then I saw, Shia's really good about staying in character on set, which is a fun place to be. It makes it safer when you take those risks.
Yeah.
But to see him, there's a couple moments where he just looked at me. I don't know if you were there, but he would be like
that,
and he covered his mouth, and I saw his eyes well up, and I knew that I'd connected with Tom in his heart and soul. So then he'd shut it off again and put it back, which that's just what we do.
And I know, your scene at the pool obviously was extremely difficult. I was wondering what maybe was the hardest scene for you to shoot, because you're, in a completely kind of different time and setting than you guys in the movie. So I wanted to hear your thoughts on...
The most difficult scene for me had to be maybe the pool scene.
The hugging scene?
The hugging scene, and because the tension was needed. So it was a lot of tense moments that was captured there that we didn't get to see, but you saw the best tense moment.
Yeah.
And my job there was just really, as a character, if this was a real life setting, was just to, I was like Otis' friend. I was like the first friend he had in rehab, in a place of darkness, like a kindred spirit. So it was interesting to be able to make that happen from when you first see me to where I'm like, who the hell is this dude? To, later on to where I'm like trying to give him some warm fruit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was just the just easing tense moments